welcome to the Zadzooks Happy Hour, a podcast providing commentary on the latest in film, TV, games, and comics. My name is Todd Stoll, and I'm joined by 25-year veteran reporter covering pop culture, video games, and technology for the Washington Times, Joseph Zadkowski.
Okay. We need to do this quickly. quickly.
No, we don't. Look.
Because I'll forget. No.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Okay.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Okay, well, welcome to the Zadzooks Happy Hour.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, okay. Well, on that note, we're going to talk Doctor Strange.
But wait a minute. We got to go off topic for a while. Don't we always do that?
We just spent the past
have a good week?
3 minutes trying to figure out how to pronounce Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Thank God for YouTube.
Well,
Thank God for some
what?
goofy-looking white guy with a weird haircut.
I was close.
He'll even pronounce it in a sentence.
I had Chiwetel Ejiofor. It's Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yes.
So I was close.
Yes.
Even though I had to look up the phonetics.
Is he in the movie?
Yeah,
I
he's
sure
in the
hope
movie.
so, because, man, that'd be a whole waste of 3 minutes.
No, he's pretty big in the movie.
Oh, for God's sakes. Hold on.
What?
All right, I've lost my...
You lost your notes?
I lost my train of thought again.
Well, that's...
Do you think I actually use notes for this stuff? Wait a minute.
I used some notes
Okay.
just to make sure I recognize who
Did you
was...
take care of your sewage leak last week?
didn't
Did
have
they
one.
come out?
I didn't have one. I don't know what you're talking about. Gas leak? Last week it was a gas leak. This week it's a sewage leak.
Okay. Hey, I'm waking up.
Okay.
That's a good
You've
thing.
been drinking?
Not enough.
Apparently. Okay, well, I guess let's go right into Doctor Strange.
Since I'm in one of those moods.
Since that's the first and biggest one we're going to review today, which is coming out on Blu-ray February 28th.
You keep telling me you hated it.
I didn't say I
I'm
hated
really
it.
depressed by
No, I didn't say I hated it. I am not familiar with Doctor Strange
Well, who is?
that much.
It's an obscure 1960s comic, but really, it's one of the better comics from that.
I will watch anything that Benedict Cumberbatch is in. I think he's a talented actor.
Yep.
He's amazing in Sherlock. Hands down.
Yep.
It's a great role for him. His Khan in Star Trek Beyond, or whatever the second one was, which I'm blanking on the name now.
It was the second one.
It was the second one.
That's right.
Where he plays Khan, and I think he played it fine. I don't think the writing was maybe there.
Right.
But he's good in what he does. And
We're okay technically, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's working. And he's good in this.
He's good in this.
Yeah.
I've watched this movie now 3 times.
Okay.
With different group of test audiences, and they've all applauded. They loved it. It's that good.
The physics and the CGI of it are amazing.
Right.
Which is kind of much like, it's a little bit like Inception.
It definitely is.
It's got a flavor
a lot
of that.
of fractal.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they went and picked a bunch of guys who worked on that because they had the experience. The premise is that he is a brilliant and arrogant, rich beyond his wildest dreams neurosurgeon.
Right.
Which, again, Marvel for their main...
Tony Starkish.
Yeah, for their main characters, everyone's filthy rich.
Who hits a rough patch.
Literally, first of all, and then figuratively.
Yes.
Loses basically the ability to use his hands as he has sustained severe nerve damage in an automobile accident.
Right.
And goes on a quest because he finds that there is someone who was a quadriplegic who was never going to walk again.
Right.
And now the guy's on a basketball court playing basketball. So his journey leads him to this place.
Kathmandu. Right.
But the specific place within Kathmandu.
Kamataj.
Thank you. Bless you. And so you start there. And
right. He meets the Ancient One.
Who is played by Tilda Swinton.
Right. Beautifully played.
That
was big trouble when they started this. Because
there was a lot of anger around her playing that role.
Normally in the comics, the Ancient One is an Oriental male.
Yeah, very Asian. Mm-hmm.
And
but she played it beautifully.
Great choice.
Very, very well done. Very strong, just command on the screen. As we mentioned, we have Chiwetel Ejiofor,
That's
who plays Mordo, who is kind of the companion of Doctor Strange
Right.
as the film goes along.
Right.
They're very close.
But if you know the
together.
comics, it's a totally different vibe, and I'm not going to spoil it.
Rachel McAdams plays his
Frustrated love interest,
Yep. Who is
Christine Palmer, who's actually really doesn't exist in Doctor Strangeland. She's in a comic called Nurses from the 60s, which may have nothing to do with this, but I thought that was interesting.
Benedict Wong, who plays Wong.
Right. Now,
Who is-
in the comic, Wong is like his manservant.
Yeah.
In this one, he's upgraded. He's like kick-butt
Well,
librarian.
No, he is the official badass of the movie. He's
Yeah.
awesome. I love.
You can't go wrong with...
No, he's great.
Wong.
He's very good in this.
What else has he been in?
He was in Inception.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been in a ton of movies. And Benjamin Bratt was in this, but I didn't really recognize him in the movie until I saw his name on the credits, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's interesting. I mean, that's sort of your...
Michael Stuhlbarg is in the movie. Do you know who he is? He is a character actor who's in like every movie, and he's like a throwaway. He's like the assistant surgeon. You know, the guy that gets grief?
Mm-hmm. He's in TV.
But this movie's so good, he barely makes an impact.
Yeah.
And every movie he's in, he's always like making a big impact. So anyway.
And your big baddie, your big villain... You're gonna have to.
I can't. Mads Mikkelsen is the best I can do. Caecilius.
Yeah, thank you. Because
Yeah.
I was gonna butcher the name.
Caecilius is becoming a minion of Dormammu, a dark entity,
Yeah.
a dimensional dark entity.
It would be nice just one time if Marvel could just be like, "There's John, the bad guy. There's Mike over there. See that guy, Mike?
Blame Stan Lee.
I know.
Blame Steve Ditko. Blame.
And boy,
Kirby.
speaking of Stan Lee, the cameo,
Yeah.
completely nothing to do with the movie whatsoever. That was the most epic crowbar of Stan Lee in a movie I think I've seen to date.
But he was in it.
He was in it.
He's like 106 at this point,
Oh
but
my-
he's still in it.
Oh my goodness, it's amazing. But wow, that came out of nowhere, and I was like,
Yeah.
that was unnecessary.
Yep.
That was one of those things that could have been in the deleted scenes.
But God bless him.
So again, very well done. I was not a fan of the villain that much. I thought he was a little weak compared to some of the other villains you've seen in the Marvel Universe. And since Doctor Strange is being merged into Infinity Wars,
Right.
he's kind of going from a very low-level villain to somebody who is going to be a huge force in Thanos. And so I had a little bit of a hard time with that. And I also felt it was maybe a little rushed. But otherwise, I mean, the effects and the acting and everything was very good. It wasn't the A-list, like, Civil War style Marvel movie.
It was Ant-Man.
Yeah. And that's...
But
yeah.
it was way better than Ant-Man.
Yeah,
in
but
my-
it was still, for me, a bit of a B, not an A, like some of the other ones.
It's an A+ for me.
Okay, well...
I read enough of Steve Ditko's, admired Steve Ditko's illustrations, so that when they went to Dormammu's realm, man, I was right in the comic book watching that. It was so good.
And the best character, which is not acted by anyone, is the cape,
The cloak
the cloak. That is awesome.
of levitation.
Which, I don't know how they did it, but that thing had its own persona. Its own.
Right.
It was its own character. It was awesome.
When he puts the whole costume on,
yeah.
it's a tingle.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of that character, you will be so happy.
And part of it was is as the movie was going on, I didn't realize that he had sort of swiped the Infinity Stone.
I didn't either.
and
That
I-
didn't even come up.
Until like toward the end of the movie when
Right.
he's using it. So I was like, well, where did that come from? And I guess I just wasn't paying any attention to it.
I would seriously have loved to seen this movie in 4K UHD. And I don't
Well,
know
that
when
was-
Disney's going to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask you. This is out well into the 4K UHD.
Disney's not on board
I don't
for whatever
understand it.
reason.
I don't understand.
They're
it.
offering a 3D version of the movie, which is, as you know already, pretty antiquated when
Yeah.
it comes to home theater.
Nobody's doing
Nobody's doing that anymore.
it.
So that's a drag.
Now, special features on this
Okay.
bad boy.
Uh-oh.
You and I talked about the gag reel, which was the stupidest thing I've seen.
I don't know why they would bother. And
It wasn't funny.
wasn't funny because these actors are not zany.
No.
These actors are serious.
I mean, Cumberbatch is fairly goofy. I mean, that's just kind of how he is.
Right.
And so he's a bit of a goofball, but it's nothing funny.
Right.
The Marvel Phase 3, I don't know, featurette, I guess you would call it. Very interesting, sort of how they pieced everything together. And I think if you went back and you started watching the movies over again, you would start to see those connections being made for Infinity War.
You see Thor on Planet Hulk.
Yeah.
Hulk is a gladiator. I'm not sure they go to Planet Hulk, but there is a.
But that looks awesome.
That's going to be awesome.
Yep. I'm pretty excited. And then, they just talk about, and this is where, I mean, I don't know how you're going to best a movie like this. When you put Infinity War, you've got Captain America, you've got Iron Man, you've got Spider-Man, you've got Doctor Strange, you've got the Guardians of the Galaxy,
Thor, right?
You have Thor, you have the Hulk, you have Black Widow, you have
Doctor Strange.
I already said that. You have Black Panther, you have Ant-Man,
You have Doctor Strange.
Spider-Man. Again, just want to put it in there.
He comes in twice.
He just comes in twice. Who else?
I don't know.
I mean, Loki, probably.
But DC should be ashamed of itself.
Wow, what a contrast. And who would have thought? Think about it. Batman has always been this sort of iconic franchise. And I'm, not to take a little bit of a step away from Doctor Strange, but I'm really worried about what they're doing even with that franchise.
Oh, yeah.
The Batman, and now it's
Right.
got another director, and it doesn't seem like they're happy with the writing. It's like no one's going to top Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy.
The current Batman's not happy being Batman. He doesn't want to be Batman.
Yeah.
And he's taking it to the press that he doesn't want to be.
I mean, maybe Wonder Woman will be decent, but again, I have to say even Superman is a little... I mean, they've tried too many times. That's the problem. It's sort of like taking... In some ways, it's like taking the Hulk and redoing the movie 3 different times, and at one point you finally realize maybe there shouldn't be a standalone Hulk movie because it's not working.
Right. Marvel just has been really on a roll lately.
Well,
they've picked the right directors. They've picked the right...
And they also have Disney money.
And they also have lots of Disney... This movie was expensive to make, right?
Yeah, big time. But it made...
It made like almost $700 million.
Well, and I think a lot of that was foreign too, right? Because of the fact that a lot of it takes place in Hong Kong.
Cost $165 million. Yeah. That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. Think about this. Infinity War, $250,000 budget? Higher than that? Gotta be, right? Just for the talent alone.
Right.
That movie is going to be like a $2 billion movie. I can't see anything topping it.
Unless the story's completely ridiculous. And even if that...
Well, it's a two-parter, right?
Yeah.
It's Infinity War
man.
Part 1 and Part 2.
That's right.
I mean, then you've got Avatar 2, 3, and 4 that are all in production, 2018, 2019, and 2020.
We'll see.
Whatever.
All right. Extras. You mentioned the gag reel, and you mentioned anything else?
Well, there's the featurette of the Marvel Phase 3, and then there's the Thor Rangart mini featurette, almost like a preview.
So there's two things I loved. So first of all, there's my favorite.
Wait. Is it an audio commentary?
Yes, it's a mandatory optional with the director. By the way, did you watch the opening? Scott Derrickson, did you watch the opening of the movie where he talked about it?
Yeah.
Which I thought was really nice.
Yeah.
This guy loves the comic book. He grew up reading the comic book. He couldn't be more respectful of the source material. All right. He very much appreciated the chance to do this.
And I think that's why Marvel keeps hitting home runs. Because I think
they find the
all
right guys.
of the guys who direct these movies and write them are in love with these characters, and they will do no wrong.
And let's go one step further. Okay, there's 5 featurettes. It's about an hour long covering the production. But the thing that I found interesting in these featurettes were the interviews with the actors. They treated the Marvel Comics universe so respected. They were so reverential to what was going on. And they actually multiple times said how much they appreciated the chance to be in a movie like this. Normally, when you watch these featurettes, it's them butt-kissing each other and how great every actor is. Benedict's the great. They're the best. They didn't do that this time. They actually talked about how great it was to work with the fight choreography and how awesome it was to be part of this universe.
Now, I will say the only reason that they're kissing Marvel's rear end is because you are guaranteed this role now for as long as you want it.
Yeah, but...
And that's crazy
okay,
money.
But Tilda did a lot of mentioning how great it was to be in a movie like this. She didn't have to do that. She's got her Oscar.
Yeah, but in some ways it's becoming harder to get films made. And I think you're finding that a lot of these actors, I mean, Downey Jr. is getting older. Hugh Jackman, I mean, they've done this now for 20 years.
Right.
And they're ready to move it to the next level. But I think it is harder to get films financed. So being involved in one of these major blockbusters doesn't hurt as an actor either.
Absolutely not. But once again, Benedict's been in multiple.
Yeah. I mean, he's a well-respected actor to begin with. But again, it's like.
And once again, I'll give you he didn't even need to do interviews for this.
No.
Okay? I'll give you an example. I watched Allied this weekend and watched some of the featurettes.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Pitt is nowhere to be seen in this. Not one featurette.
He's busy dealing with his divorce.
Yeah, I guess. But come on. Okay. That was awesome.
Are you done with that?
I think I'm done with that.
All right.
I got to towel off.
All right. Well, okay. When we come back, I think we're going to dive into a movie that's been out for a little while.
We're going to take you way down a path you don't want to go.
I'm going to take you down a dark and uncheery hole and talk about my experiences with Bad Santa 2.
Ooh.
So stick around. We will be back.
Communities Digital News, built by the writers and editors that deliver the news 24 hours a day. Visit comdiginews.com. That's COMMDIGI news.com. And support the next evolution in news.
Merry Christmas in February when it's 70 degrees outside. And now we're going to talk.
That's terrible.
We're
going to burn next year.
We're going to talk. Yeah, it's going to be in the 80s here next year. Speaking of burning things to the ground, I'm going to quickly touch upon Bad Santa 2.
I couldn't even put it in the machine, and I actually have the 4K version of it.
Yeah.
Would that have enhanced my pleasure?
No. I will note that this is the unrated and the theatrical release, so you have an option to pick the two. I chose the unrated version. It's about 3 minutes longer, just because I have only ever seen the unrated version of the first one called Badder Santa. In this film, it stars basically the bulk of the cast is back. You have Billy Bob Thornton, you have Tony Cox, and you have Brett Kelly, who plays Thurman Merman. And then you have some newcomers here. Kathy Bates, who plays Billy Bob's mom. Christina Hendricks, who runs the charity. And a few others that sort of are a secondary set of cast members. The frustrating piece to this is a rehash of the first movie. It is the same premise with the exception of instead of robbing a department store, they are robbing a charity.
That's different. So you should watch Masterminds instead.
No, this is still better than Masterminds.
No. Wow.
No, I can't put this because there are a few moments in here where I laughed out loud and embarrassed myself doing so, but did because there were some great one-liners in here, especially from Kathy Bates, and she
carries it?
No, but there's an ongoing gag involving Instagram and what somebody does to someone else when they're sleeping, and she gets in on the gag, and it's just they had a fun time writing for her.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a bit of a rehash. I mean, again, it's the premise of that Billy Bob's a washed up alcoholic. Tony Cox's character Marcus is out of the joint after attempting to kill him in the first one.
Oh, you just gave it away. Did you just give away the first movie?
I mean, it's been out for like 10 years.
I haven't seen
this
it yet.
This is a very delayed. You've never seen Bad Santa?
No.
Oh, it's okay.
It's not part of my holiday collection.
Oh, it should be. It should be. It's fun.
Holiday Inn, White Christmas, Bad Santa.
Christmas
no.
Vacation.
No.
Die Hard. Come on.
Die Hard. We went over that.
Yeah, no, we did, but we should touch upon it again. So,
Nobody
at
listened.
any rate, Christina Hendricks is sort of the quote-unquote love interest, if you will, for Billy Bob's Willie. Not his Willie, but his character's name is Willie.
I beg your pardon.
Again, you've got Thurman Merman, who is now grown up, and it is very hard.
Who the hell is Thurman Merman?
So he is in the first movie, he's a little boy who's got something wrong with him. He's not very smart.
Okay.
And he takes a liking to Billy Bob's
Got
character
it.
because he thinks he's Santa.
Now he's grown up.
And he's grown up, and he still pesters the snot out of him. And
Okay.
it's a bit of a stretch for the guy who played him. And it's very hard as an adult to play the same character as the kid because he's not like 10 years old anymore. He's in his 20s.
Not as charming.
They make him look just like the kid from the first movie, but he's just he's a little bit annoying in this one, and he wasn't so much in the first one. So, it's worth a watch. It's probably worth a Redbox rental. Just to say that you've seen it. It's not as bad as Masterminds. I can promise you that. It's pretty.
So if we're gonna set the benchmark of comedy, Masterminds is at the floor.
If Masterminds isn't nominated for Razzies this year, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
Okay.
It's not a great movie. It's got a pretty good cast. It's not a great movie. I'm fine with having seen it once.
Okay.
There are some positive.
You're not
reviews.
traumatized by it.
No, there are some positive reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. Primarily, they're negative.
You watched it with the kids.
Okay. Not an R-rated movie.
Okay, got it.
But
well, it wasn't rated, so
but
make it okay.
But the original theatrical is R-rated, and maybe you'll get a few more belly laughs out of the unrated version.
Got it.
So that's what I've got for that.
Okay.
So
that's fair.
Take with it with what you want and
let
it flourish
and
or
let
let
it
it die.
prosper.
Yes, or let it die. Okay. That's all I've got. When we come back, what would you like to talk about?
I'll finish my Batman movie
your
Lego Dimensions review.
Okay, that sounds good. We'll be back.
Communities Digital News, built by the writers and editors that deliver the news 24 hours a day. Visit comdiginews.com. That's COMMDIGI news.com. And support the next evolution in news.
Okay, look at these guys. These are awesome.
Yeah, one of piece fell off already. What the heck?
Well, I swear I didn't do it.
I brought these guys in studio today so Todd could see how cool they are. We're talking about Lego Dimensions, the Batman movie story pack, and you get to build Batgirl, which is an awesome Batgirl in a purple costume, a cool Robin. This is the Batman from the starter pack that you have to buy separately to get the portal and all that other stuff.
What a gimmick. It is.
Is it a gimmick? Yes.
Here's the question.
But is it a good gimmick?
Can you just buy the circle underneath it if you already have the Batman Lego?
No.
So
you got to buy the whole character.
So
right?
how much is just Batman?
Well, you just can't get Batman. Batman's part of the starter pack.
Okay.
They're going to sell a different Batman. Batman, supposedly a special Batman riding on some horse or something. They're going to sell him in a couple of weeks. I think that's like $9.99 or something.
Is Batman wearing a headband when his helmet's not on?
I have no idea.
Huh.
That's an interesting observation, though.
Well, because I was going to say you can't see his eyes when his
I'll find my Lego
cowl
web.
is on. That's interesting. Cool.
See the little hair coming out of the cowl?
That's very cool.
That's very cool. And the capes and stuff. And
yeah,
this is
these are really well done. These are, I mean, you can't go wrong when the company is a Lego company and they release a movie and their figures look exactly. like the character on the screen.
That's right.
Robin with his crazy green goggles, who is played by Michael Cera.
Right.
That is, except what I can't tell is Robin wearing pants, or are those supposed to be shorts?
Those are shorts.
Okay.
Rosario Dawson, is she Batgirl? Is that right? I don't know.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. All right. Anywho.
Yeah. So dig in. What have you got for us?
So it follows the movie, and it's roughly 6 chapters. You figure about an hour to get through each chapter. So I'm talking about 6-7 hours worth of fun. You can play every level, go back. Any other character that you have from the Lego Dimensions universe will fit into the game immediately.
That's cool.
You drop them in the portal. So whatever you got, E.T., Gremlin.
But they have to be Lego figures.
They have to be Lego figures with the base,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that can go in there.
That's cool. That's really cool, actually.
What's cool about the game is it follows the movie, and I'm not giving away too much, but at some point you're going to fight an army of Agent Smiths from the Matrix, and you are going to fight gremlins.
That's cool.
You're going to meet Two-Face, Clayface, Poison Ivy, Catwoman, the Joker. You will have a big battle with King Kong.
Is Harley Quinn in this?
Harley Quinn pops in for a while. You're going to visit Gotham, the Fortress of Solitude, Arkham Asylum, and the Phantom Zone.
Wow.
Which is all cool stuff. Of course, it's based on a Lego game. And have you played a Lego game ever with your kids?
Mm-hmm.
So you just got to beat stuff up and collect studs and put stuff together.
Yep.
So the puzzles are really neat. And for example, like cross-generation. So there's one puzzle where you have to target like a bunch of icons, 3 icons.
Yep.
And every time you hit one, it plays a piece of the John Williams score from Superman. And you have to hit them in the right order to open up this Fortress of Solitude door.
That's pretty cool.
Okay? So, right, even if your kid's sitting there who's never played or heard of Superman from the 80s, 70s, right? Dad can be sitting there and go, oh, here's how you do it. So, I mean, that's...
But is it intuitive enough for a kid who doesn't know Superman from the 70s to
I
figure out?
don't know,
See,
because
that's the
that's so ingrained in my brain.
Yeah. But I wonder if they give you hints if you get it wrong so many times.
Now, when you've played a game with your kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys spend a lot of time just beating each other up rather than actually solving the puzzles, or is he pretty serious about it?
I think he's more serious about the fact that, especially if I let him play like original Nintendo games,
right?
He's more serious about how there's no swipe from like the phone, so he gets very frustrated.
Wow.
And he doesn't understand how I can beat Mario in like 10 minutes. And he's on level 2.
Right. Okay.
But, he likes to... he will play Mario, and then rather than beat the world, he'd rather destroy everything in his path.
Right, which is great for a Lego game.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? What's cool about Robin is he turns into a Batman-style version of Nightwing. The costume just gets put on and then ripped off. Every time put on, ripped off. Really neat. It's got all the cool kind of tongue-in-cheek dialogue moments from the movie, most of them anyway.
But you said that it's not voiced by the cast.
What I think they did was they took some of it from the movie and applied it, and then anything they needed extra, they probably brought in voiceover people.
You would think it just would have been cheaper and make the game much more appealing if they had just had in post.
I'm still thinking Will Arnett did most of the stuff because he'd be kind of a guy who would.
Because there's a lot. They're all doing this anyway. It's animated, so they're already in a room with a microphone, and so why not just say, "And here's the script for the video game. Read these lines."
Right. And like I said, you build the Batwing, and you take it into the game, and any character can jump in and drive around.
Cool.
With missiles and a tow cable and cause more trouble. Really nicely done. After a story campaign, you can also just roam around Gotham and complete other mini-adventures. And you can compete with up to 4 players in a fight arena in the Batcave.
Nice.
Which is also nice, right? It's still, right now, my favorite game interactively. And, I can't think of a better thing if I was a kid to play with.
Yeah.
To build something and then put it into a video game.
How awesome is that?
It's a slick magic trick, right? But you get it. So my only beef with the whole thing, and I can't remember if I brought this up last week, it took 3 hours for me to upload all the patches and software upgrades I needed to get this game to work in a Wii. And I can't imagine a parent getting this for their kid and then waiting.
Well, this is
like
this is the problem. I mean, you and I have talked about this before with like the Xbox or the PlayStation. You buy a game, if it's on a disc,
Right.
you would think you could pop the disc in and play it. Nope, it's got to copy all the contents of the disc onto the hard drive, and then you play it. And sometimes then it's got to upgrade.
And there's always a download patch
Yep.
at the end, at the release of the day of the game, right?
It's the
So
worst.
and
It's
if-
the worst.
And if you don't have like a zippity quick broadband connection, you can be strangling
Even
yourself.
if you do, some of these things are gigs. I
Right.
mean, there's still like 10, 15,
That's
20
right.
minutes, and you're like, at that point, you're like, hey, I don't want to play anymore.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's really frustrating. But get it all out of the way first, and then sit down with your son or daughter and really enjoy yourself. It's a really good game.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to come back. We're going to talk
Best wishes.
best wishes. We're going to talk Oscars for a minute, give our picks.
I really like Schitt's Creek, by the way. Have
Really?
you seen that yet?
No, I haven't. As in, you're up?
Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara from Second City Television.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Okay.
It's 2 seasons under the belt.
What's it on, Netflix?
It's on Amazon,
Okay.
and I think I've seen it on Netflix.
Okay.
You should watch an episode.
If whenever I have time.
Chris Elliott's in it. Remember Chris Elliott?
Yeah, what has he been in lately besides this?
He's the mayor. He's rolling shit.
So great. We'll be back.
Hi, humorous.
Communities Digital News, built by the writers and editors that deliver the news 24 hours a day. Visit comdiginews.com. That's COMMDIGI news.com. And support the next evolution in news.
Okay, I'm going to pull this closer to me so I can actually see what we're doing. Okay, you want to do some Oscar picks?
Sure.
There's no money involved.
Since we're so good at watching films.
We're gonna go back and we'll figure out what our scorecard is when we're done.
I know what my scorecard's going to be.
0.
I'm not going to watch tomorrow night.
0.0. Okay.
Actor in a leading role.
So I mean, I go Denzel Washington. Fences.
You're going to call that?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's gonna break the record. He'll have the most Oscars. Of
How
anyone.
many?
4.
What?
Yeah.
All right, actress. You know they're going to give it to LA Land.
La La Land.
Yeah,
Emma
I'm just
Stone.
calling
You
it
think
LA,
Emma
Land.
Stone?
Yeah.
I think Meryl Streep, Florence Foster
no
Jenkins.
way. Did you see the movie?
No.
Okay, well,
But
then, okay. Actor in a supporting role. Let's see. I can't pronounce the first guy. Let's see. Did you watch Hell or High Water? I got that movie and I just didn't get to it, and I should have. Michael Shannon.
I know.
Wow.
I know. He won't get it though.
How about Dev Patel? Lion, I heard, is a pretty strong flick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Dev Patel.
Okay. Actress in a supporting role.
Viola Davis.
Yep.
Fences. No question.
Animated. Okay, I'm a big fan of Kubo.
Okay. I want to point out something which was really surprising is why isn't Finding Dory in here? For the juggernaut that it was.
Good question.
Unless it's somehow considered for next year.
Why?
Isn't there a cutoff?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I like Kubo, but I think it goes to Zootopia.
That was a good movie too.
Yeah, it was.
Cinematography.
Arrival. Yeah.
But it's going to go to LA Land.
You think you're going to go La La Land?
Of course.
Costume design. Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Him.
I loved Allied.
And we'll get it, though. Fantastic Beast gets it.
No.
Yeah, it
No.
does. I'm telling you it does.
I'm telling you, this was an amazing effort.
Okay. Directing. This is a personal thing for me, and I'm going against what I think it's going to be. I have to give it to Hacksaw Ridge. It's not going to win it. Mel is not going to win it.
You're right. I'm going with it too.
Yep. Even though it's going to be La La Land.
It is by far the best film of the year.
Yeah. It is. Oh, so good.
Documentary, O.J. Made in America. I saw it.
Yep.
Because it's the only one I saw.
I don't disagree with you there. I don't think it will win, but I'd like it to.
Right. Documentary, short sub, who cares? Film editing.
I think that goes to Hacksaw Ridge.
And I think that will be their consolation prize.
Mm-hmm.
Because LA Land's going to win too much.
Okay, so we're going to skip foreign language films since we haven't seen any of them.
Makeup and hairstyling, Star Trek Beyond.
Yep.
Though Suicide Squad was pretty...
No, I don't think so. I think Star Trek Beyond.
Music?
You're going to go La La Land.
Of course. Original song.
Now, I think the fact that of all of these songs, there's only one that was a chart topper, I think from Trolls, Can't Stop That Feeling.
Yeah.
Because it was sort of the summer hit.
They're going to give it to him?
They're not going to give it to him.
Okay.
I think it's going to go to, I mean, you would like to see How Far Will I Go from Moana.
Yeah.
That's not going to get it. I think it's going to be one of the two songs from La La Land.
Probably.
And I hope it isn't. I mean, Can't Stop That Feeling should really win it. I mean, that was such a big song.
Yep.
So production design. Oh, man.
Did you? Yeah, it's either going to be Hail Caesar or LA Land. Hail Caesar was pretty impressive.
You don't think Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Arrival didn't really have much. It was very minimal.
Right. Let's skip the short films.
Yep.
Sound editing. Do we care?
Ooh, man.
Deepwater Horizon. Sully.
It won't
That
get
was
it.
no.
I think Hacksaw Ridge might, just because of the
the
battle scenes.
Yep.
Yeah. Sound mixing.
Isn't that the same thing?
No, I say Rogue One. I think that's their
That's
consolation
fine.
prize.
Okay.
Visual effects. Now this is where Doctor Strange makes it in.
And it's gonna win. It's gonna win it. It's not gonna win it, but I'm saying it's gonna win it because I love the movie.
I'm going Jungle Book.
Jungle Book was pretty amazing.
I think that, writing for adapted screenplay. I think Hidden Figures.
Absolutely.
Yep. Writing for original screenplay. You know what? I totally want it to be The Lobster, but
LA Land.
either that or Manchester by the Sea.
Right.
All right, and then the biggie. Here's the big one.
Picture.
Best Picture. Let's lay them out here. So you've got Arrival, Fences, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, Hidden Figures, La La Land, Lion, Manchester by the Sea, and Moonlight.
I want it to be Hacksaw Ridge, but these little people in Hollywood are going to give it to LA Land, or
Manchester by the Sea.
they might give it to
I want the sleeper.
Lion.
I want the sleeper to be Best Picture goes to Hidden Figures. That's my
Really?
underdog.
Okay.
Yep. I think. Listen, Hollywood's so in love with itself as it is. La La Land's a shoo-in.
Right.
Right. I mean,
Right.
because they are just so in
That
love
would
with.
be obvious.
But yes, my
But remember, they're trying to make a political statement this year.
Well, Hacksaw Ridge would be
An
not one to
outsider.
make. That's why I think Hidden Figures would be the ultimate political statement.
Right.
A story about, black women in the 60s who helped get Apollo off the ground.
You're right.
What a better political statement than that. So there you have it.
There you go.
There is the Zadzooks Happy Hour Oscars 2017 picks.
And I won't be watching.
No. Why
'Cause-
would you?
It's because The Walking Dead's on right in that time, isn't it?
Because I think, as much as I love Jimmy Kimmel, I'll watch the highlights. I can't sit through 3 to 4 hours of a stupid.
People kissing their butts for 4 hours.
Hey, I won a trophy.
Yeah.
I've
Everybody wins a trophy.
You know what? I've held an Oscar before. It's not that.
That's right.
It's not that great.
That's right. I saw the picture.
Yeah, I know. I held an Emmy. You
Oh, that
saw the
was the
picture of
Emmy.
the Emmy.
I saw
but
the Emmy.
I've held an Oscar too.
Okay.
And they
Well, congratulations.
They weigh the same. It's all good. I mean,
Warmest regards.
one
Best wishes.
one.
You'll understand that when you watch Schitt's Creek. That's all I'm saying.
And how do you spell that again?
Schitts.
Okay.
It's a town.
Okay. Is it like Twin Peaks,
It's like Twin Peaks.
which is coming soon?
That's right.
You gonna watch it?
I'm not. I'm going to watch the first set first.
Okay. Well, there's 2 seasons,
Oh,
and at the end of the
You're
second
right.
season, it
it
veers.
tanked. Bad.
off.
It was bad.
Now, you told me that you watched 1 episode of Stranger Things.
I did. It was
And?
fantastic.
And?
I can't wait.
And you haven't done it anymore.
Well, because there's that thing on Amazon I got caught up in, Man in the High.
Man in High Castle.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But that's exhausting.
It is
It's
exhausting.
so long. 1 season's like, what, 20 hours?
But it's great.
I know it is.
So
know
we'll
it
get
is.
to it. And my appetizer, or rather my small dessert, is Schitt's Creek at the end of the evening.
Okay.
And I appreciate it.
Just hearing you say that, it's just so pleasing to the ears.
Thank you.
So what's coming out next week that we need to be aware of? Do we know?
Oh,
where
you
we're
threw
going?
me for a loop.
What-
I have no idea.
We don't know what we're
I
watching
can
next.
barely get through tonight.
Okay, man, we are prepared.
Oh, Halo Wars 2, I'm in the middle of.
Okay, now I have no idea what it's about because all their TV commercials are live action that have nothing to do with the
You
game.
know it's
so
not
I've
about
seen no
that.
gameplay.
Okay.
And
It's
you-
real-time strategy.
Right, but you haven't played it yet.
I've played some of it.
Okay.
I've gotten through
How long did it
2
take you?
chapters.
How long did it take you to download?
It took me approximately an hour and a half to download, and I've only played the game 15 minutes. So
But was it a good 15 minutes?
it was an okay 15 minutes.
Uh-oh.
Clearly, the best part of the game are the cinematic scenes between the missions.
Yep.
They have really got that down.
Well, we have
Digital
just,
animation is spectacular.
we are just whetting people's
We have-
appetites.
packed the show,
This is great. I'm excited.
and we're over 30 minutes, I bet. And I promised people I wouldn't do that to them.
You
See
failed
what you
us.
did?
You failed us all.
All right.
All right. Well, I am Todd Stoll.
I will. And you work on that sewage leak.
Next week it's going to be.
Gas leak?
No, you already said
No.
gas leak. What would be the next logic? Well, carbon monoxide.
Carbon
Next week.
Well, that would explain a lot for this episode.
Hey, listen. This has been the Zadzooks Happy
It
Hour.
still is.
And you're still.
I'm
Joseph.
going to be Joe Zadkowski this week.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.